Welcome to InContext, the podcast by Blindata, the cloud platform to build and to govern the full life cycle of the enterprise information architecture. I'm Jacopo, the product owner of Blindata, and in each episode, together with Andrea and Gabriele, we'll explore how to enrich data with context to make it easier to understand, use, and combine, unlocking its full potential. If you want to learn more about Blindata, head over to our website blindata.io or sign up for our newsletter to stay in the loop. Now, without further ado, let's jump into today's episode and discover together how context changes everything. Hello everyone, welcome to our third episode of Blindata in Context. Welcome Andrea, welcome Gabriele. We are happy because this is the third episode and the podcast is starting to be longer than my last diet, so good job, good job for us. And today, today's topic is the one about the data products marketplace. In the last episode, we talked about data catalog versus data products catalog, and so we will start from building on our last episode by understanding how to activate a data products catalog. So just to break the ice and set up the stage, Gabriele, if you want to give us a quick recap of our last episode.
Yes. So just a quick recap. A traditional data catalog is basically a registry of metadata. It helps you to find where table lives, what it's their schema, and maybe manage some tags. But usually it stops here. The ownership is unclear. You often missing the business meaning of the data catalog elements, and it doesn't really promote the reusability. So it's more like an index of metadata. In contrast, a data product catalog treats every dataset as a product, and this means that it comes with an owner, a clear business purpose, and an interface, and which is usually described in a descriptor or a contract. And plus, it guarantees on quality, freshness, and things like access policies. So the catalog itself isn't just a static documentation, but it becomes an operational layer of the platform. It can enforce policies, track usages, and really support the reuse and the composability of data product. So the shift is from an inventory of dataset to a portfolio of real products.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gabriele. And the last word you say that this is one of portfolio and more in general portfolio management. I know that is a topic that Andrea loves. The next question to start here is once we have set up the data products catalog for addressing the discoverability and composability of data products, what is the point? What is the objective to build upon that and having a shared marketplace for data?
Yes, of course, we are building a portfolio, not for the sake of building a portfolio to say we have a wonderful portfolio of product in our organization, but we are building a portfolio of data product because we want that these data product are used and also reused to support multiple use cases. So a data product is a product not only because it's developed following the data product mindset, but also because are designed for a specific user and for usage, So it's very important to have a marketplace because the marketplace is exactly where producers meet consumers, where consumers can find the product they need, try to understand what this product provide in terms of data, and then start to use and reuse this data product. Just to make an example, because we are talking about product, let's think about physical product. No, physical product, of course, are built by the composition of multiple parts. So in order to build a product, you need to have an inventory of your raw material, a bill of material of the product, and it is the data catalog. Then you need a tool to manage the production and the life cycle of the product from the ideation till when the product is put on sales in the market. And this is usually a tool that is a product life cycle management tool, and for us is the data product catalog that manage the portfolio and the life cycle of each data product from the first creation from the ideation, first publishing till the retirement. And then you need to have some channel to sell the product on the market, to make a potential customer aware of the fact that exists the product, and the product, and if the product match with their needs, also all the mechanism to allow the purchase of the product itself. And this is the marketplace, the e-commerce in the real world. So basically the marketplace is an e-commerce for the data product that we have developed, and exactly the place where data product thrive or die. So thrive because are used, or if they are not used, this is a sign that they can be decommissioned, or the budget to their development can cut off.
Yes, so just to summarize, we have a main objective that is the one to have our data platform with a portfolio of products in order to let the people access them, compose them, and reuse them. And the tool for that kind of part is the data products catalog, and the data marketplace just gives superpowers to promote reusability and composabilities on our assets. And moving from that outlines our objectives. It comes to my mind the next question, that is what is practically a marketplace? What the people can do with a data marketplace?
Yes, let's think this about from a different perspective, and because a data marketplace actually optimize the cost of transaction between the offers and the requests. So sure, you can keep track of data accesses with simple Excel files, or even integrate with ticketing system and EM tools to record who requested what. But this works to a point, because it only tells you what was requested and not why. So you end up with a long list of permissions, but you don't have the understanding of the business purpose, the context, or the value behind each request. So you can see the data marketplace with two perspectives. You can have the perspectives of the consumers, where it feels like for consumers it feels like an internal app store for data, like the app store you have on your smartphone. You can browse and search this store, like even semantically, to quickly find the right product. You can understand its quality and its purpose, and send the request just with a few clicks. So you don't need emails, chat, or endless tickets. Instead, for the governance, the security teams, the data marketplace brings visibility and control. So every request is enriched with the business context and the intended use, and the approvals are structured and auditable. So that means you don't just know who has the access, but you know why they need it and how the data is being used.
Okay, so we are making some sort of analogy with regard to an e-commerce experience, but actually we started telling that we want data marketplace to promote composability, to promote the use, and that is quite different from an e-commerce experience, because when we have an e-commerce experience, we want to buy a single product, and instead here we are trying to build something new. This is quite what this is different from the user perspective. And Andrea, what are the main points about that?
Yes, first of all, I just to summarize what Gabriele said. Gabriele have listed a long list of functionality that characterize the marketplace, so I've defined the marketplace through its functionality. But just to synthesize, the marketplace is a platform, a two-sided platform. No? On one side we have producer, on the other side we have consumer, and the marketplace is designed to facilitate the interaction between producer and consumer. So you facilitate the collaboration, the interaction. You reduce the cost of transaction to purchase a specific data product. You guarantee the trust in the quality of the product that are sold on the marketplace, and this is all the part of computational policies and the quality check that describe each product. So it's about mainly simplify the core interaction, reduce friction on one side, create trust in the product sold, and I also add the fact that the marketplace should improve the learning of the participant in the marketplace and try to involve everybody in the management of data with a new mindset. So I've also this role to mobilize the ecosystem that work around data and make it clear that everybody is some way involved in the management of data. So there are producer and consumer, but producer and consumer, this division is becoming fuzzy in a company in which the data is everybody business, and this is important. This kind of mindset should be promoted by the marketplace itself. Returning to your question, I don't remember your question, Jacopo. So can you just repeat it shortly?
No, I was saying that in our e-commerce experience, we usually go to the marketplace to buy a single product. We check out, we pay, and we are happy with it. But in a data products marketplace, our objectives are quite different, because we want to build new products. So I was asking you, what are the features, what are the aspects that a data products marketplace should take into consideration to promote the reuse, the composability?
Yes, that's an important question, because I think that, of course, the marketplace, as I said, is a platform that simplifies the interaction between producer and consumer. So it's exactly, you can think at the product marketplace in some way exactly as Amazon for data, no? So it's the same core functionality that the marketplace should provide to consumer, but also to producer that expose their product on the marketplace. But there is also a very important difference, because in a data marketplace, the most common needs of the user is not find a specific data product and then maybe comparing all the similar data product to find out what data product is the best for its need, but the user have to implement one use case. So the problem is implementing one use case. So it's not searching for one single product, but is searching for a group of products that integrated together can provide all the data that are needed to implement that use case that the potential consumer have in mind. So it's quite different, because usually when you go to Amazon, you search for a specific product, no? And then you won't compare all the product in that category. Instead, when you go on the data product marketplace, you have a use case and you are looking for a composition of product that can support your use case. So the search mechanism should be a little bit different, not just find the category the user is looking for and then comparison within the category, but understand the problem that the user have and find all the pieces that it need to put together in order to solve that use case. So in this case, I think that all the semantic part that we have already introduced in the previous episode is a very important part to enable this kind of search, not searching for a category and comparing within the category, but searching for multiple products across category that put it together can support the use case of the user. We have made last time the example of carbonara, no? So that the customer is not looking for spaghetti, parmesan, or egg separately, that the customer want to cook a carbonara, and the marketplace in their search functionality should be facilitated as much as possible, find all the ingredients of the carbonara in one single search. It should be driven by the needs of the user and not driven by find a specific product within the category.
Yes. So I will say that semantic is one of the aspect that drive the decision to buy a data product or not. And do you see that there are other kind of information that are useful other than semantics? I mean,
Well, I think that the semantic part is very important because, as we have already said, in information architecture, data product and the data exposed by data product are directly linked with the concept in our conceptual model. No? And this is the semantic part. No? The fact that I can find out what is the meaning of the data exposed by a data product because this data is connected with the concept in my central ontology, in my central knowledge model. And this is very important because when I have a use case in mind and I'm not looking for a specific data product, instead of searching within the data product portfolio, I can start my search in my conceptual model. So according to the specific problem that I have, I can search the concept into the model, and then from the concept I can navigate my conceptual model, and so maybe find all the concepts that are adjacent to the concepts that are more related to my product, analyze the different relationships, and only when I found exactly all the concepts that I need to describe the problem that I have that I want to solve in my use case, then I can vertically drill and navigate from the concept to the product that effectively instantiated that concept. So my search is not a product first search, is a concept first search in order to find the concept that describe my problem space. And once I have found the concept that describes my problem space, I can find out the data product that instantiated this particular concept, and then I can use them to implement effectively my use case. So the semantic part is very important into the marketplace to facilitate these kind of searches.
no, go. I wanted to make you a question, but please, welcome.
Yes. But once you found a product, it's not enough to just see the title or the technical description of the product. In the marketplace, the product page becomes interactive. So I can explore details, see how it's been used. Discover the connection, as you see, as you said, with other products, but also I can even interact with it directly. I can give it a star, leave a comment, talk to other people that have used this data product, and also flag, for example, an issue. And this creates a kind of social proof. So I'm not choosing the data product blindly, but I'm choosing the data product with the support of my peers who have already worked on that data product.
Okay, so if you wanted to continue the carbonara analogy of Andrea, we can use semantic to discover that carbonara is made with spaghetti, eggs, pecorino, and guanciale, and then we can use the data products catalogs and the capability of interaction just to understand. If we want a specific kind of pecorino or a specific kind of spaghetto based on additional technical information, users' reviews, opened issue, and so on. Is that correct, Gabriele?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes,
And
this is also an important point, the behavioral part, no? Because you are judging a product not only, you judge a book not only by the cover, but also the word of mouth, your friends that suggest, in the case of the product, the quality matrix, if the product is reliable or not, who is the product owner, you know the product owner, you have trust in the product owner. So there are a lot aspects. So this is important because I've mentioned the interaction between producer and consumer, but there is also an interaction among the consumers, no? That create a community of consumers that can interact to evaluate product, to improve product, to collaborate, to support the extension of one product. So it's also important this kind of correlation, not just the relation between producer and consumer. In a bot versus consumer to producer and producer to consumer, but also consumer to consumer. The relationship consumer to consumer is very important in a data product marketplace.
sure. So just move on. So far, we have discussed about the discovery aspects, but now just try to make a step further, talking about what is the access experience. We say that the access experience obviously speed up the consumer and so on, but I want to make also a step further, but also a step back by just discussing what kind of problems we are seeing in the access experience, and then move on how a data marketplace can make this kind of experience more fluid and more user friendly.
Yes, it's for me the question.
Yeah, yeah. Whoever wants to
It's open.
respond.
No, I think that of course the purchase experience. So when the user have decided that the product match its needs and want to access the data exposed by the data product, this is in this moment start the purchase workflow, and as all the e-commerce tell us, making the purchase as frictionless as possible is very very important. Of course, here we are talking about a product on internal marketplace. The consumers are not really paying. At least not in a direct way to consume the product. But anyway, it's very important to make this process very, very fast and as frictionless as possible. No, that's
Andrea,
an important point.
and nowadays, in your customers, what are the existing problems in access management
Yes,
that you find, and how the marketplace will solve them?
in a lot of cases, the marketplace is not a marketplace. It's just a data catalog, and for the purchase, do some tricks or X or just create a button purchase, but then the user have to move outside of the platform, maybe opening a ticket on a ticketing system, and then the workflow to grant the permission to access to the data is mostly maybe even if it is governed by the issue tracking system, is performed manually by operation team, because every product maybe need a grant on different system and on different technology. So in summary, this take a long time. The user have to move on external platform. need to wait a lot of time because there is a lot of manual activity involved. So in some situation, to have the access to the product is a process that can take days, if not even weeks. And of course, this is not really a frictionless process. No, a lot of users prefer to find other way outside the marketplace to shorten the access to the data product, maybe leveraging their internal connection, correlation, try to skip phases in this process that can be very, very long. So it's not the situation in terms of security, but also in terms of optimize the experience of the consumer that we want to have in place.
Yes, so I would say that there is a lot of chattery around request access for data, that there are external systems that maybe are not in the hand of the data people, but maybe are in the hand of other teams for all the security and so on. And in that context, and this is a question for Gabriele, how the marketplace can fix these bottlenecks or these frictions in the access management.
Yes, on the marketplace, as Andrea said, you still have the button to do the request, but then it doesn't stop here, and you have the request is automatically routed to the right data owner, and you don't have to leave the platform or open a separate ticket, and because from that point orchestrations takes over. There is the provisioning in the data platform where for example IAM groups are updated, tickets are closed, and it's all handled automatically. So you don't have the burden of skipping between different systems. It's all handled by the data platform.
Okay, the marketplace acts just like can act as an executor itself, or both acting as an orchestrator over other tools, maybe tools that are in the hands or in the ownership of security teams. And from moving from that, the next question is the obvious. Always when we deal with security, there are other teams involved. There are a lot of concern and so on. So the next logical question is how we make the security teams happy with a data marketplace. And this question is for Andrea.
It's a very different, it's a very complex question because the security team is never happy. Also, it's impossible to make this team really happy. But of course, we can guarantee the level of security that they need to have in place. At the same time, improving the experience and make the experience of purchase frictionless. I think that the biggest problem in security is the fact that when security pose too much roadblocks, no, on specific interaction that is important for users, then users try to find out some shortcut to do what they need to do, no. And this is the most risky thing for security people, having within the organization person that try to find some shortcut. Usually when we have not the integration, the functional integration of the workflow to grant access and to manage the purchase within the marketplace, what happen is one example of this shortcut is the fact that when a product team release a new product, make the data of the data product accessible to all the person within the organization that they think that they can access to that data, no? So it's not something illegal, but let's say I'm developing a product for the marketing department. Of course, everybody in the marketing department can have the right to access to this data product. I've implemented it for them. And so when I release the product in production, I give to all the person that belong to the marketing department the grant to access the product itself. No matter if this person really need to access the product, will access the product in future or no, I will automatically give the grant. So when they find the product and need to use the product, they have not to pass through a complex workflow to ask for grant, no? Instead, if this process is automatized and managed by the platform, I can simply specify through a policy that the person in the marketing department have the right by default to access to the data product, but not give the grant at the physical level to access the data when I publish the product. So when one user of the marketing department asks to purchase the product, because automatically you have not the grant to access the product by default, you have to ask. But when it asks, because there is a policy that say, okay, if the person that asked to access the product belong to the marketing department, you can give the grant automatically. Just clicking it, the person grant the right to access in one click without spin up a complex workflow with all manual. So basically, I have not to find a shortcut. I just can publish a product with zero grant. No one have the grant to access. In order to access, you have to purchase the product. But if you are one of the users that at the moment of purchasing can access directly the product without any manual activity, you can receive the grant directly without starting a workflow. So this is a better way, no? Because the process is frictionless. You can be more strict in your permission and the grant that you give, and just give the grant when they are asked, because the process can be very fast in the case the user is in the group that can access the data exposed by the data product.
So I will say that we have found out opportunities for both for producer, consumer, but also opportunities for the security aspect. And so all of that is good. But I think that we are missing another function that we do not have discussed, and that is the one of governance and compliance, compliance people. Gabriele, what about them?
Yeah, yes, the beauty of the marketplace is that you don't just trigger the process, but you can also track every step of it right in the marketplace. So you see whether the request is pending, approved, provisioned, or even completed, without chasing emails or waiting for updates from different people. So the result is that you can do periodic audits and proactive oversight on these processes, and also you can monitor patterns and ensure policy compliance on each of those steps. You can even optimize or how data products are made available, because you have the track of all of these steps, and you have the log of all of these processes.
Yes, so I was here. I'm thinking at all the survey conducted by governance and compliance teams that are looking for the purposes of the usage of data and so on. And in that kind of context, the marketplace may have a perfect fit, because we can take out from the marketplace the metrics, some KPIs on the data utilization, and that kind of KPIs are actually requested both by the consumers and both the producers. So,
And Jacopo, if I can say the real request, no, not just
yeah.
all the people in the marketing department have access to this data product. Yes, you have access because you have give them the grant when you publish the data product. But who really need to use the data product? No, if I give to the product no grant, and then you have to ask to access the data product, when you ask to have the access, I can track this thing, and there is a real need, a real interest because you have made a request. No, so it's real analysis of who is using and also for what are using the data product in the portfolio. Not just we have 1,000 users, yeah, but who really use the product.
Yes, yes, and that matrix obviously are the ones that populate, how can I say, the compliance and the governance needs, but I'm thinking also another kind of matrix, no? Because our discussion started with promoting the portfolio, promoting the reuse
Yeah.
of data products, promoting the composabilities, and with regard of these aspects, the marketplace can give us a lot of KPIs, a lot of, I would say, success metrics that we can monitor and we can use to assess
So,
how our investments and our initiatives are going.
yes, on the supply side, the first and most important metrics is product reuse. So if products are being reused across teams, that's a clear signal that the marketplace is working correctly. And other indicators include feedback from the development teams and the performance of individual products within the portfolio. And so tracking those metrics helps us optimize the catalog and help us ensure the most valuable, trusted, and used products rise on the top of the data product catalog.
Yes, Gabriele, you are talking about a portfolio perspective, but also this is matrix that can be obviously aggregated across the portfolio, but also given to the data product owner or to or to the domain owner to understand where there is the need of improvement or not, maybe because he's has seen some bad reviews or has seen some better or has seen some better ones. So there is a lot of I would say feedback that can be taken out from the marketplace and given to the people that manages the whole portfolio or also manages the single data products.
Yeah. And I think, and I think, as Gabriele said, the north star of the data product portfolio and managing data as a product paradigm is to promote the reuse of the data product developed over time to support multiple use cases. No, if you are building a portfolio that is growing, and definitely it's not what we want, no, because the maintenance cost, the integration cost every time that I need to implement a new use case grow time over time, and it's not what we want. When we managing that as a product, we want over time to create a reusable library of data product that can support multiple use cases without increasing too much the maintenance cost and speeding up all the integration activities because you have not to remake them from scratch every time. So this is the critical success criteria of this kind of paradigm and of the portfolio of product itself. This is what the single team or the product portfolio management team want to optimize. And all these signals that you have mentioned, Jacopo, no, the interaction, the question, the quality metrics, are all analytical element that can be used to do product discovery and product management, no, in order to improve improve the reusability of product and in order to better allocate resources and budgets within the portfolio to better implement products that are not so good, to better promote products that are largely used, to implement products that are searched but are not yet available within the marketplace. And also to the commissioning product, because a product is not like a diamond, it's not forever, no? A product should expose data that is relevant for the business. Sometimes the relevancy for the business of a data product decrease over time, and so you do not want to spend too much or having something in the portfolio that is not used. So all these information are not only used to prioritize, but also to deprioritize or even decommissioning products that are not used, always with a clear mission. Having a fantastic portfolio of reusable objects. So increment the reusability, the coverage, of course, of the data that are in the portfolio, respect to the relevant data for the business, and making this data to data product reusable as much as possible. But we have in this interaction that are centralized in one place, in the marketplace, we can collect a lot of metrics that are helpful in product improvement and also in the management of the product portfolio as a whole.
Perfect. And with that, I would say that we are almost ended our episode. I don't know, guys, if you have other consideration to put on the table.
I want to see the demo.
You want to see the demo, so that is the stage of Gabriele. Gabriele,
Yes.
please just give us a quick overview on how Blindata helps in building these concepts.
Yes, so let's start by talking about our demo environment. It's a simple environment that represent an organization that sell film in a DVD format. It's a quite anachronistic example, but it's very useful to make this demo. So as Andrea said, I can start for example, if I want to gain access to the customer behavior. I can start by looking at the ontology, built on top of our platform, but I can also use the semantic search to see what are the data assets that are semantically related to what I'm looking for. So, for example, if I search behavior, I can see that I found the customer habits data product, which is semantically related to what I'm looking for. So let's jump into the detail page of this data product. What I can see is that it's a very rich page because, as we said in the last episode, for Blindata, the data product is a first-class object. So we have a lot of feature around the data product. So in particular in this page I can see the main information of the data product, but I can see also the context on which the product resides. I can see the context from what? From the data product lineage. What are the data products that are linked to this data product? I can see which assets this data product expose, but also I can see the related concept to this data product. So I can gain also the semantic context of this asset. But with this page, I can also gain trust on this asset because I can see that what are the governance policies adopted by this product, and which are the verified one. Also, I can gain trust by seeing the data quality highlights. So how the data quality, how is the situation from the data quality perspective. And last but not least, I can see the reviews on this data product. So I can see the comments of the user who used this data product. With all this information in mind, I can make an access request directly from this page. So this is very simple. I can click the request access button, and here I am guided through all the steps to do to request the access for this data assets. So I can specify who is the consumer of this data product, who will be the consumer. So if I'm requesting the access for a data product I'm building, if I'm requesting the access, for example, for an application I'm developing, or also if I'm requesting access just to see the data, so for myself or for my team. For example, now I'm requesting access just to explore the data, okay? Then I can select.
Gabriele, sorry. So you are telling that there is not a button export in Excel? Export that in Excel. Okay. There's not this kind of button, but once you have the access to the data, you receive the grant after the purchase, you can export in every format that you want.
Yes. And so I can select the data product how to import. I want to gain access. And next, I can in the description of the access request, I can specify the purpose of this request. This is very important because it enriches the request with the context of and the purpose of the request.
Yes, Gabriele, I would say that in this section there is the possibility to add other mandatory metadata that can be used, for example, to handle GDPR or compliance tagging or just governance classification about the usage of data.
Exactly. And then for this is for a data consumer perspective. Instead, for a data product owner perspective or a platform owner perspective, it's very simple to start the provisioning process of an access request because, for example, let's see what are the access requests that are pending the approval. For example, I can see there is an access request on the payment data product, and here I can review the access request, and I can approve or deny this access request, and then with a single button I can trigger all the process in the data platform. So it's very simple also the management of the accesses, and then here I can keep track of all the log of the process and the step at which the process has arrived.
So basically when I click the button, I give the grant, I say, okay, give the grant to this user, and I click the button. Behind the scene, we have adapters that integrate with other systems in order to start the workflow and monitor the workflow. So you have not to go on the other system, but you can start the workflow directly within the platform and then monitor all the workflow till the end from the platform itself. And behind the scene, you can have ServiceNow, whatever, or even change your ticketing system over time, or maybe you have different needs according to the kind of the specific product that you want to give the grant to. But this is totally transparent for the user that can manage all the workflow from within the platform.
Exactly.
Okay, guys, I will say that it's all for today. So thank you.
We have already finished.
We have already finished just 50 minutes, so I think we take longer than the last ones. But that's it. I surrender to the need of having the podcast shorter. So I'm happy with it. And thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Gabriele. And thank you that you have listened so far to the whole episode. You survived our discussion about the data marketplace. So see you into the next episode, and thank you.
Or for the ones that will be at Big Data London at the end of the month,
Sure.
we will be there, so you can come to our booth. That maybe we can write it down in the comment as content creator usually say, and click the subscribe button. And so if you are in London for Big Data London, see you there. We have a lot of new functionality to show. The marketplace and all the new features in the marketplace are among them, but we have just also released the MCP server, because in the marketplace, consumers are not just humans, and so are more and more even agent. Or for the one that will be not there in London, we will come with a new episode next month. So see you there.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Jacopo. Bye bye. To the next
Bye.
time. Bye bye.
That's it for today's episode of InContext. We hope this gave you a clearer understanding of why enterprise information architecture and context matter more than ever. Thanks to Andrea and Gabriele for joining. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us on Spotify and YouTube, and visit our landing page for updates and bonus content. Until next time, stay curious and remember always to keep things in context.